What is good, everybody? It is your boy Kris Crowley with Desire for Iron Fitness. We are, I think, at week 25 away from the OCB. I think it's called Battle of the Great Lakes competition coming up. And I am finally, and you know, I'm going to kind of whine a little bit here, but I'm finally in a good headspace with my training, with the dieting, with everything. I'm finally back, finally fired up, man. It has been such a pain in the butt these past, I'll just say, be honest, past couple of years, man. 2021, I think, was the year. It was 47. So yeah, it was 2021 was my year. It's either 2020 or 2022. Doesn't matter. That was my year, baby. That was when I went from being obese to shredded and the best shape of my entire life. I'm talking even my Marine Corps days, guys. Now, truth be told, probably Marine Corps days, I was better shaped for like handling combat situations, okay? Because, well, one, I was 20 years old, and two, boot camp, right? But as far as aesthetics, leanness, all that stuff, best shape of my life was at 47. That's when I got my pro card with Natural Muscle Association and everything, man. Everything was firing on all cylinders. And ever since that point, I would still compete, but nothing was firing on all cylinders, and that's because this little 6 inches of real estate between my ears, I wasn't focused. I wasn't using this, right? I was trying to do the shortcuts for the dieting. Okay, I'll do intermittent fasting so that way I'm not as hungry throughout the day. I think that could actually work, but the problem was, whether I was intermittent fasting or not, I wasn't putting myself in a caloric deficit when I needed to be in a caloric deficit. At least not a lot. And then I was trying to outwalk the bad diet, all those different things. That's not to say, honestly, look, if you're getting, say, 30, 40,000 steps in a day, which at sometimes I was, you're going to lose some weight, because I don't think you could really put yourself in too much of a calorie surplus when you're doing something like that. But it's possible, because trust me, I was training for a marathon last year, a marathon and a half marathon, and I somehow managed to still get fat. Don't know how the heck that happened. All right, anyway, back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected. I'm going to let them understand. So, all that stuff happened. In 2024, I retired after doing 25 years of federal law enforcement and started a new job. I am a teacher in a high school now. It is honestly the most rewarding job I have ever had. I love it. It's amazing. Every day is a blessing. But with new career change, all this other stuff, comes stress. And instead of taking the stress like an adult, I took the stress poorly, and I resorted to drinking a lot. Every night, man, I'd get home, I'd have dinner, and then I would pour myself, I would say I'm just going to have one or two, but I would pour myself basically a very liberal double or triple of my favorite libation, some Irish whiskey. I don't know if I'm trying to push on myself some sort of Irish Catholic stereotype, but I certainly did. And, I have no problem with alcohol in and of itself, but it's the fact of alcohol and fitness don't necessarily have too much of a relationship with each other. That's not to say you can't enjoy a libation here and there, but the people say everything in moderation. I hate that saying, because those are the kind of people that are okay with mediocrity. Everything in moderation. Yeah, and you're getting fucking drunk every night. That's not moderation, you numbnuts. Okay? But I was drinking on a regular basis, and then along with the drinking came the munchies, so on and so forth, yada, yada, yada. Last year, December 10th, I lost a very important person in my life, my father. And he was 75, God rest his soul. And part of my health journey has been, as horrible as it's going to sound talking about my father this way, part of my health journey has been not wanting to follow in the health footsteps of my father. The man was amazing. I've learned so much from him. My work ethic, the importance of my family, and the importance of providing for my family. The importance of showing up even when you don't want to show up. I learned all that from my father. And of course, no, I learned that from my father, and it got instilled in me and drilled into me in the Marine Corps, but I learned all of that from my father. And I miss him. But his health before 50, hell, his health in his 30s wasn't great. But his health in his 50s was when it got really bad. And my health was going that way if I didn't make drastic changes. I thank God every day for what natural bodybuilding has done for me in that regard. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry. So anyway, I saw myself going back into the patterns. My dad didn't drink, in fact, hardly at all. So that's not the whole alcohol thing. It was the fact that I was gaining a lot of excess fat again, that I was worried that my health was going to go bad. So December 29th, 2 days before New Year's Eve, I decided to myself, I'm just done with drinking. And I just stopped. We're coming up on 2 months of quote-unquote sobriety, at least, you know, I'm not drinking, right? And that's been a game changer. It really has. I'm not waking up feeling groggy. Definitely no hangovers, which is great. So I have the energy when I'm going into the gym to do my workouts, and I'm not having to just plow through it and hope that I do something well. It's actually going really, really well. So that's been a very huge game changer. And now, thing is I've been looking at my body lately, and I'm not happy with what I'm seeing in the mirror. Yes, I definitely have some muscle mass I didn't have earlier. I think maybe a good thing that I didn't really do as well on my conditioning or my cutting, if you will, over the past couple of years when I decided to compete, because maybe that extra calories that I was putting in was helping to fuel some of these workouts, and it's helping me put on some size. Because either I'm just being delusional, or maybe the fact that some of this body fat is still on me that I see, and maybe it's an illusion, but I think my arms have gotten bigger. My chest, I don't really know because there's too much fat around it right now. My shoulders, my forearms, I think my legs have gotten bigger, definitely my calves. And so I'm looking forward to what I'm going to finally see on the stage. But the fire's back. Like, I'm finally in a position where when I'm hitting the gym, I'm going hard at it. I'm not going to say I'm sticking 100% to my diet, because I'm not. I'm still having a couple of nighttime snacks that have probably put I'm probably still in a caloric deficit, but not as deep as I should be. But that being said, with 25 weeks out, and I'm definitely putting in the work, I know I'm going to be bringing a nice package to the stage. Other things that I've noticed, or that I'm looking at as far as this natural bodybuilding stuff is concerned, is, you know, I'm 51 years old, and I want my body to be as youthful as possible for as long as possible. While I'm trying to add days to my life, okay, and add quantity to my life, I'm also trying to keep the quality of my life, all right? The beauty of the whole thing with me being a natural, and please, my friends that are enhanced, I'm not trying to insult you at all. The beauty of the whole thing with me being natural is that I'm not adding so much size to me that there's certain things I can't do, all right? Perfect example. Yesterday, I had to scale a fence to get over to the other side, right? That was probably a 7-foot fence, roughly, all right? And I did it with ease. I know 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever, no way I could have done that, all right? And if I had a lot of weight on me from being an enhanced builder, let's say I was 230 pounds of pure muscle, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. And hell, I don't know if that fence would hold on to me either, to be honest with you, I don't know. But I want to have the quality of life that I can still have. I'm 51 years old. A lot of things that I was able to do in my 30s, I can still do without too much problem. Certain things that I have a hard time with, maybe it's because I was trying to add too much at the time. Like, I started picking up jump rope again just for the hell of it, and I think I went a little bit too far at it, and now my left calf is just smoked, and it's been smoked for about 3 weeks now, but that's a different story. I want to add the quality to my life as well as quantity. I'd love to see 100 years old, but I also, whenever the good Lord calls me home, that's up to him. That's not up to me, right? But good thing I'm looking ahead. Like I said, when the good Lord decides to call me home, he's going to call me home. I have no control over that. Don't do stupid shit like look at the camera when I'm freaking driving. But anyway, natural bodybuilding, the lifting, the good cardio, all that stuff has really added quality to my life. And as much as I want to have a great physique when I'm up on stage, and I want to have a great physique when I'm not up on stage, I want to look good naked, whether I'm stage ready or whether I'm just normal, right? Like, you know, you're never going to be stage lean all the time. It's probably not healthy. But I'd like to have a visible six-pack and all of that stuff. But I also want to be freaking strong. As all get out, I want to have good endurance. I want to have flexibility. I want to have all of that stuff. What does that mean? Well, continue doing what I'm doing, right? And stay active. And also, at times, I want to add a couple of things, just, you know, for maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes at a shot of some training that is more suited just towards badassery. You know, heavy kettlebell swings, windmills, you know, maybe not the Turkish get-up, you know, because I'm just, the benefit to risk ratio for me, in my opinion, I'm sure there's going to be commenters down below, and I'm definitely willing to listen to you. You know, give me your opinion on that, but I just feel like the benefit to risk ratio just isn't there as much, but I could be wrong. You know, farmer carries and things like that. I'm aware some of this training might make my waist a little bit thicker because my obliques might get impacted, but I'm okay with that. You know, look, I'm going to bring my best package to the stage, but I'm going to bring the package to the stage that I want. And if for some reason that package is not exactly what the judges are looking for and I don't get first place, oh well. I mean, look, I want to get first place. I am not there to lose any of these competitions. But it's a freaking piece of plastic, all right? I'm competing for myself. I'm competing to beat myself. It's just like I've done marathons. Look, I know full well I am not going to place first in any marathon I ever do, if I do another one again, which I've committed to one of my cousins saying I'll do the Towpath Marathon again in October. I'm like, oh, bro, I don't want to so bad. I don't want to do it. But I'm aware I'm never going to probably, I know I'm not going to finish first in a marathon. I know that. But I'm going to beat my last time, all right? And I'm going to be a better marathoner than I was last time. And this go around, I'm going to be a better bodybuilder than I was last time. But it's going to be based on, you know, I'm going for a certain look and I want to win, but I also want things to do things. Like, I love doing my high intensity training workouts. Love it. Love hitting the freaking pig iron. Love lifting heavy things. I love doing dips. Love doing dips. But I also like doing kettlebell snatches. I also like doing cleans and presses. I like doing windmills. I like to do all those things. You know, sometimes I like to pretend like I guess it's Peter Krylov or Eugen Sandow. I don't think Sandow used many kettlebells. Please leave a comment below if I'm wrong. But I want to do those types of things. And I look at those guys, the silver era bodybuilders, the bronze era bodybuilders. I look at the natural guys now. You know, he's a friend of mine, but I also think he has one of the best physiques out there, Brandon Lirio. I think his physique is otherworldly awesome when he's out there on that stage. And he's also very artistic with his posing routines. Justin Frigara, I don't know if he's been up on stage in a long time. He's probably around the same age as me. But I thought that man, my goodness, great body, a great physique. Eddie Ung, when he took the Natural Olympia in, like, I think 2015 or something like that, great physique. And that's, you know, that's what I'm looking for. But at the same time, I'm also looking to be the best Kris Crowley I can be. And whatever that placing gets me, great. End of the day, man, you know, again, it's a piece of plastic, but at the end of the day, it's what natural bodybuilding has done for me, more so than just what I can put up on my wall. I like having really cool things to put up on my wall, but I also like to just be healthy. And I love the fact that most people, this is going to sound cocky, it's going to sound arrogant, I don't know, I don't care. But I love that people, when I tell them I'm 51, I normally get, man, I thought you were more like in your 30s. Shoot, I'll take the heck out of that. I know maybe some of it's because I haven't started graying too much on my hair, you know, and I try to moisturize my skin, but I know maybe it's not just because of the fact that I'm not packing my, 44-inch waist anymore. I'd like to think that's some of it, but I frankly don't care. I just love the fact that people think that, right? And at the end of the day, bro, that's what all of this is about. I really just want to be the best I can be at everything that I'm doing from this point forward. And that's where we're at, man. Thank you for paying attention to this video. I know my longer form videos don't get as much exposure as I wish, but whatever, okay? That's neither here nor there. Hit the like button, bruh. Subscribe, share this stuff, and I'll try to keep you guys updated as time progresses, as time moves on. Maybe show some physique updates when right now I'm a little bit too embarrassed to put my naked torso out there for public view, but soon enough. In April, for about a week and a half, I don't know if I'm going to be hitting weights or not, because I'm going to be in Spain for a field trip with the school, and I'm not sure what kind of gym access I'll have, but that's neither here nor there. From what I gather, I'll be doing plenty of walking, so that should be good to go. All right, I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.